All right, good morning, everybody. Looks like today is off to a better start than any other day this week. I have some pretty good activity on my scanners, and we'll get to that here in a few. So, the message I want to share with you today is about attitude. Attitude is everything. Your attitude going into the market every morning really sets the tone for how your day is going to start. Because in this business, it's not about aptitude, it's about your attitude. Just because you have a lot of talent or you're good at what you do now doesn't mean it's going to translate over to trading. Trading has a lot to do with your attitude. If you haven't realized it yet, this is a very mental game. And mentally, we have to be in tune, and I mean 100% in tune every day if we're going to do well. So where we end up at the end of the day, where we end up in trading, it all depends on how we approach our day. We'll never get to the level we want to get to just on talent alone. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of very smart people that tried this and just didn't make it because they didn't have the right attitude. And I can't stress enough starting your day with the right attitude. And what I mean is, if you're starting your day and you're thinking, I hope I don't lose as much money as I lost yesterday, or I hope this market doesn't beat me up today. When you start out with these negative thoughts about what bad can happen to you versus what good can happen or what good can come out of the day, it sets a tone and you end up going in a downward spiral. So think about when you wake up in the morning and you stump your toe or something and your day just starts crappy. You spill coffee all over yourself before you get out the house, or you get stopped by every light on the way to work. Just think about these things that can cause you to have a bad attitude. And if you start out the morning bad, everything that happens to you is just going to compile. But if you have a good attitude, if you have a winning attitude, then it doesn't matter what happens to you. You're going to roll with the punches. Or if you fall down, you're going to fall down looking up. Because if you can look up, you can get up. So attitude is everything. And just remember, what we are to be, we are now becoming. So if we want all this negativity, if we're bringing all this negativity in, then that's what we're going to end up. We're going to end up one of these negative guys. And you see trolls every day on Twitter, people trolling us because they're negative. Things didn't work out for them. And now they blaming everybody else. And they're saying this isn't good, that's not good. And we don't want to be that person. Because we are what we are to be, we're now becoming. We need to have that positive attitude every morning going forward and thinking that this day is going to bring brand new opportunities. All right, so let's get to our scans here because we've got a lot to look at. All right, MOH. We had members in the room trading MOH pre-market. Had a nice pre-market setup. And they nailed it pre-market. And that was great. There was a couple other ones that I saw that gave good pre-market opportunities. Obamacare is in death spiral. Well, of course it is. That's nothing new. All right. They reported earnings. So even though they reported a fourth quarter loss, and they had their earnings call yesterday. So no fresh news this morning, but this came out after market. So this will MOH will be on our watch. MGM, pretty sure MGM is gonna make it. Yep, they were on earnings. Yep, guys, that was a good catch on MOH. And yeah, KTE bounced off the VWAP too and gave us a good opportunity for a pre-market trade to the long side. So there was a lot of activity this morning. Let's see, NGL reiterated to outperform yesterday by FBR and company. Announces upsizing and pricing of common stock. Okay, so they're offering, they're putting more stock out there to raise more capital because they're upsizing. So this isn't so much a um, negative type news. You know, here you would think, okay, they're offering, you know, all of these common stocks. They're trying to raise money for something, and if they're not announcing a new project or a new partnership or whatever, then they're raising money because they're going broke. But here they're talking about upsizing or expanding. So even though they're gapping down, that the market is interpreting it as a negative thing. It can turn around and go back. All right, and KATE. KT Spade jumps after it announces review of strategic alternatives. They beat their fourth quarter forecast, so that should be positive. We'll see how the market is reacting to that in a positive way. All right, so let's see what we got, what we're working with here. Let's start with Kate. We'll take a look at this 5-minute chart. And you can see it's running up. Here was the hold right here, a little bit after 8 o'clock. Just like I said, right out between 8 and 8:15 is when these pre-market. That's the best time to trade pre-market. And this is where all of them are hitting. And you'll see here as we look at the rest of them. But KAT is still running. What I want to see probably at the open is a pullback to the VWAP and hold and take this back to the long side. So really no trades on that unless I get a pullback on it. Let's go to the daily and see what kind of levels we have. Okay, we've gapped up. We're in this area here, almost 22. So this will be my floor. I'm not gonna mark any levels below this at this point. Let's see what kind of room this is given. See, that's still going down. That's up. Well, let me mark this. This is I'll go ahead and mark this. Alright, yeah, we've got some decent windows in here. So let me go back. I need to mark, see if there's one over this 21.95. I need to mark up a little bit more. Yeah, that's a nice window it can get into. Up here above 21.95 is really nice, but I think we should get a pullback so that we can get a nice run up, because right now it's way oversold. So I like KATE. Let's see, NGL. Yeah, NGL is a 5-cent ticker, so not interested in it. You can scratch that off the list. Alright, let's go to MGM. Yeah, see MGM right here, 8 o'clock. Rejected the VWAP. But, you know, this only has given like a 20-cent move. You'd have had to size up a bit to get this. But this is the setup. This is the setup. We had the sell off due to earnings. We had a bounce, tried to push VWAP. And there's a rejection. That's the pre-market trade I look for. Just the opposite of KATE we saw. Okay, so we're trading around 2803. Let's go to the daily chart, see what we got. Looks pretty crowded above that. Okay, we got 2820 here. We've got the 90-day coming into play here. Under 27.95 looks pretty good for right now. Let me go back here and see what we got. Oh yeah. Under 27.95 looks good on MGM. We've got a nice window to the downside. And if it wasn't so overextended, I'd love to jump in this. Have to wait for a pullback though. I'm not going to chase it down at this point. We've got this level here, 27.95. It may or may not hold here pre-market. We may get a bounce here. I would like to see a bounce and a retest of, or a test of this 90-day here. But you got the VWAP and the 90-day sitting right there with each other. But we still may continue to wash out a little bit more. We just have to wait and see. But MGM looks good, and obviously MOH. Let's take a look at this. This is what some members nailed this morning. They nailed this move here. We lost VWAP here right around a little bit after 8, and they took the move down. You know, this was pretty much a point right here. No, it was a little choppy, but the technicals held and everything was still in place. And the technicals are still holding, as a matter of fact. Alright, so let's look at the daily chart and see what we got. On MOH. Alright, these are old. So we're trading around 49.30, so we've got way down. See if I can find the ceiling. 52 is going to be my ceiling on this. Not looking at any price action above that. And this will probably be my floor here. We've got a congested area right in here. It's pretty well congested area right there. Not sure how much of an opportunity this is going to give us today. Alright, we're good. So I got the 5 minutes. This is a decent window here, but as we go down, we've got some pretty tight windows here. About 50-cent windows of opportunity once we get below this. Alright, so far I've got on watch MOH, MGM, and KATE. Those are the stocks that I am watching today. Now the only drawback to these, let's see, MGM and all of them, they've made these incredible moves here already pre-market. So I'm hoping history is not going to repeat itself today, where these make big moves pre-market and then they go sideways once the market opens. Now I'm gonna look for them to continue to be volatile and give us a decent move after the open as well. But if I was to pick a favorite right now, it would be MGM, and I would want it to pull back, retest this resistance up here, and give me an opportunity to fade. So that's what I am looking at this point. NGL is a 5 cent ticker, so I don't touch those. But we can look at the chart real quick. Eventually, if this becomes law, we'll have to trade these. But unless I have to trade them, I'm not trading them. And the price action here doesn't look, there's not a whole lot of room in this right now. We've been trading, I guess, since 8 o'clock in this tight window right here, which is a little over 10 cents. So I don't really see much there. Yeah, when I first tried to trade a 5 cent tick stock, um, I wasn't used to the price action and the way it moved. So it kind of threw me off. It was like I was up 50 cents on the move, and then I ended up getting stopped out because I just didn't really get to, get comfortable with the 5 cents. So it's something that you have to practice. And, I tried practicing at night on the weekends with them. I just don't like the way they move overall. So unless I have to trade them, I'm not going to trade them. As long as there's other opportunities out here, I will choose to move on. Alright, so I think I'm going to be set today. MOH, MGM, and KATE. MGM is still going to be my favorite out of the bunch. I might get this early. I'm looking at getting it early if it sets up. Let me show you what I'm looking at. What I'm looking for here. I'm looking for this to go back and retest the VWAP, and if it rejects, then I'm going to take it short. I will be in kind of small because it'll probably be a hold through open, and I'm not 100% comfortable holding through open. But if we push up and test VWAP in pre-market, then I'm going to get it, because this has a beautiful window down, and you can't see the next level here. Let me show you on the daily chart. This 27.95 level is where we're sitting right now. I like 27.04. I like this window right here. This is a nice window down that we can potentially fill. But I would like to see this push up and retest. It may not get to the VWAP, but if it rejects the 9, I'm gonna go for it, because that would be a solid setup. No, the 5 minute is what I'll be looking at. But if I get antsy, I'll jump to the 2-minute chart. And if it looks good on the 2-minute, I may get in a little early. But it won't be, it'll be in the last 2 minutes of the 5-minute candle. I wouldn't jump on and anticipate it in the first 3 minutes. I'll wait and let the 2-minute confirm for me. All right, guys, so I'm getting ready to sign off YouTube here. You've got my watch list, MOH, MGM, and KATE. MGM is my favorite as of right now. That can change in this next 30 minutes, but that's my favorite as of now. And I'm looking for a short in this window down here. So that is my plan for today. And remember, if you're not a member of the community, the door is still open. So come check us out. You can see what we offer at AverageJoeTrader.com. Just go to the services page. You can check that out. We're in here all day, and we're talking about stocks. But we don't talk about love. We may talk about life, but we don't talk about love. We'll talk about stocks and life. But come join us. I think you'll see the difference. We're trying to change the game over here. So you guys have a great day. Remember, trade for skill, not for money. Then once you get that skill and you start hitting your marks, that money's going to be there at the end of the day. So don't forget that. So everybody have a great day. Stay green. And let me tell you, tomorrow, I just found out this morning, my wife is going to have surgery tomorrow morning. I've got to be at the hospital at 5:30. I'm not sure how the timing is going to work, but if I'm in the waiting room waiting at 8:30, then I'll come on and do a little watch list from the waiting room. Because the way it's set up, I've done it before. I can set my computer and stuff up. So, but if I don't come on tomorrow, I'll put out a tweet and let you know that I'm not in a place where I can set up. So just keep that in mind. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the morning. If not, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.